Hello viewers, welcome to Mathathon. For today's video, we'll be looking at subtracting integers. Now an integer includes positive numbers, negative numbers, and 0. For example, we have -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Now, the rule for subtracting integer is we add its additive inverse, which is the opposite. In other words, we change the subtraction sign to an addition sign and reverse the sign of the number being subtracted. Now, let's try some examples. So, remember, we are going to change the subtraction sign to an addition sign. And then we're going to also change the sign of the number which is being subtracted. In this case, it is a +3. So we would end up with -3. Now we're going to add as we would have done before. If you have not watched the adding integers video, you can pause this video and go on to watching that video and come right back. Now the rule for adding integers is when we have two different signs, we would subtract and keep the sign of the larger absolute value. So in this case, we have a +10 and a -3, so we're going to subtract. When we take 3 from 10, we would get 7. And we're going to keep the sign of the larger absolute value, which is 10, and it's positive, so therefore our answer would also be positive. Let's look at another example. So we have 6, we're going to change the negative sign to a positive sign, and we're going to change the sign of the number which is being subtracted. When I change the sign of the -2, it will become +2. Now when we're adding integers, we know that when we're adding two same signs, we add and keep the sign. So being that 6 and 2 is positive, we would add 6 plus 2, we would get +8. Let's look at this example. We have -5 minus +8. So we're going to write our -5. We're going to change the subtraction sign to a plus or addition sign. And because the 8 is positive, we're also going to change this to a -8. Now, for the rule of adding integers, when we have two same signs, we add and we keep the sign. So in this case, when we add -5 and -8, we should get -13. For this example, we have -4. We're going to keep our -4. We're going to change this subtraction sign to an addition sign, and we're going to also change the sign of the number which is being subtracted. So because it is a -3, it will become a +3. Now once again, the rule for adding integers is different signs. So we have a +3 and a -4, so they are both of different signs. Now when the signs are different, we should subtract the smaller absolute value from the larger absolute value. So when I take 3 from 4, right, we would get 1, but we should also keep the sign of the larger absolute value. In this case, 4 would be the larger and 4 is negative, so therefore our answer would be -1. Now I want you to remember we're going to go over the rules. So when we're subtracting integers, we change the subtraction sign to an addition sign, and then we're going to also change the sign of the number which is being subtracted. And I want you to go and take a look at the adding integers video. When we're adding integers with the same signs, we add and we keep the sign. When we're subtracting, we take and there are two different signs. Sorry, when we're adding and there are two different signs, we subtract the smaller absolute value from the larger absolute value, and we keep the sign of the larger absolute value. Now I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.